What's going on, everyone? CJ back here with another episode of the Madden 23 Cupcake Relocation Franchise. Week 11 is upon us here, and we currently have sole ownership of first place in the AFC South, sitting at 6-3 after that dominating performance last week against the Detroit Lions. First time I want to say that we control ownership of the AFC South. Maybe at the beginning of the season we were there with like a 1-0 record or something like that. I don't remember, but this is the squad that you see in front of you that has allowed us to top the charts here in the AFC South. Of course, the combination of Damon Sanders and Dom Fitzpatrick in the backfield has proven to be pretty formidable. These two were rookies together. Now, of course, they're sophomores together. They've played tons of snaps together, and they have really elevated this team compared to what we used to have with Cam Newton, Brett Hundley, Tony Pollard, those guys. Wide receivers looking very solid too. We have a true #1 wide receiver in T. Higgins. He has just been balling out lately, catching all kinds of high points, just mossing people in the end zone. Mecole Hardman is a true #2 wide receiver, but he has stepped up and played wide receiver 1 type of minutes when T. Higgins was injured. And even when T. Higgins is on the field, Mecole Hardman still shows out. You know, we got John Mechie, we got Michael Blount Jr., the receiver formerly known as Melvin McLeod, and of course Jamal Agnew still on this team. Offensive line looking really solid. Our tight end room looking really solid. And Aries Hendricks, the fullback, he exists on this team. One thing to note though, Ronnie Stanley did get injured last week, and he's going to be gone for 4 weeks. So now we got Josh Stills, the 2-year man from Oklahoma State. And brother, that hairstyle has to go, my man. It looks like somebody spray painted that thing on there. I think you just need to pull a Damon Sanders and just go bald, my friend, because that look is not getting it done for you at all. But bad hairstyles aside, this Austin Armadillo's offense looking very solid. Defensively, we don't look it on paper, but believe it or not, we have the #1 defense in the league in terms of yards allowed. Marcus Davenport and Javon Hargrave, these two have been the dynamic duo. They have just racked up a ton of sacks this season. Greedy Williams started off the season hot with 4 interceptions. He's kind of cooled off a little bit, hasn't made any noise as of late, but he still has 4 interceptions, which is good really for an entire season for a cornerback, and we still got tons of games left. We got Grant Delpit, John Johnson in the secondary. They haven't made really too many big splash plays, but they've played good. I can recall some, pass deflections. Grant Delpit had a forced fumble last week. Keegan McGriff, corner, Troy Pride Jr., Jason Verrett. Cornerback's pretty solid, and then our linebackers, nobody really too crazy, but I think they played good. Tons of tackles, not really any, forced fumbles, maybe a couple sacks here and there. Akeem Davis-Gaither does have a interception in the end zone a couple episodes ago. And then Robert Quinn and Jalen Burnett, they got some TFLs. They're playing good, solid minutes for us. So this team, finally looking like an NFL team. Taking on my arch nemesis, least favorite team in the NFL, at least in this Madden universe, the Indianapolis Colts. We have not beat them yet. Praying to the heavens above that we can do that today. And I think what I'm going to do for the rest of the season, since we're in week 11, we still got 6 games left to go. Madden 24 is about a month away roughly, and I want to make sure that we get this season done. I know I got a lot of Austin Armadillos fans out there, and I don't want to stop this series when Madden 24 comes out unless the series is done. So what I think I'm going to do going forward, each week I'm going to play a game. So today we'll play the Indianapolis Colts, and I'm going to sim a game. So I'll play a game just like normal, and then at the end of the episode, I will sim the very next week just to make sure that we get to the playoffs, assuming that we're going to be there. That's the game plan for the rest of this series, so make sure you watch till the end because there's really going to be 2 games per episode. The last game will just be a sim. So taking on the Colts here, we know all about them. No need to go into their roster. No need to go through the players. They got Jonathan Taylor. We're not going to do defend inside run or defend outside run because we know how that typically works. And we're going to stay on half pad split, not risking any injuries. I think that I'm going to go blitz counter because these guys, The defensive line for the Colts always gives me problems. DeForest Buckner, Shaq Leonard, all those guys, they just seem to always have my number, and that pocket seems to always want to collapse on me. So I'm going to go blitz counter just to protect against that a little bit. Hoping that we're healthy this week. I did mention that we are going to be sans Ronnie Stanley this week, as he suffered an injury last episode and he's going to be gone for 4 weeks, which really sucks. That really frosts my cookies, because he has that threat detector ability that highlights the blitzers on 3rd and 4th down, and now we're not going to have that. But what we will have is a couple of upgrades. So let's see who's on the docket here. Javelin Guidry, okay. Well, we know that he blocks kicks sometimes. That's about his role on this team. Aside from that, old Javelin doesn't really see the field. Does get an upgrade to speed, though, and he is also already very fast, so that's pretty cool, I guess. The news story reads, #1 defense versus #4 offense in Indianapolis. Colts quarterback Daniel Jones claims that the schemes of Dillo's coach Mike Tomlin will do nothing to slow him down. Time will tell. And I'll tell you what, Daniel Jones, believe it or not, he has had some pretty big games against us. Before we dive in here, I want to check the injury. Not going to go through the Colts roster. You guys know him. Of course, for us, Ronnie Stanley, I mentioned he will not be here. But for the Colts, okay. So they will also be without their best offensive lineman. Very interesting. Quentin Nelson. And he's done for the season. Out 12 weeks with a torn tricep. Patrick Gamble, I remember him. We called his name a ton of times last time we played the Colts. He won't be here as well. And then Dave Sampson. So a couple key guys not going to be here for the Colts. Will that help us in our efforts to get a W, though? That is the question. We've won 2 games in a row, looking to make it 3. Hat trick on the W's. This time we're going to be in Lucas Oil Stadium, and you guys know how the Colts love to do us dirty. So will this be finally the first time that we beat the Indianapolis freaking Colts in this series? I sure hope so. But without further ado, let's get down to Lucas Oil Stadium and get ready for the game. Kick is up and going down towards the end zone here from Tyler Bass. So that means that we are going to get to see this Austin Armadillo's defense first, which I'm okay with, because that means that we're going to get the ball back after halftime. You guys know how I love to double dip. I don't have any manners. I've been talking about that for the longest. But here's Danny Dimes having a pretty good season. 21 touchdowns to 9 picks. Good touchdown interception ratio. Daniel Jones has looked like a Pro Bowl contender in games past against us. He has actually carved us up. And the combination of him and Jonathan Taylor has proved to be pretty formidable. Then you factor in DeForest Buckner in this defense, and Colts have just been really tough for me to figure out. Hoping that we can figure them out finally in this game. That's going to be a catch and a completion to Mo Alley Cox, but only for a gain of 1. And I'm coming out dime blitz. I am going to throw pressure on Daniel Jones early. I'm going to try to see if I can get him a little bit rattled. I don't want him to just be content to sit back there in the pocket, pick us apart, and he goes down. That's Javon Hargrave, the man, the myth, the legend, actually going to get not going to get positive yards. Javon Hargrave jarred that thing loose. It will go down as a sack on Daniel Jones. Jonathan Taylor scoops it up, and it proves to be a loss of 7. But what did I say about that dime blitz? And I was talking about Javon Hargrave pre-game, about how him and Marcus Davenport have just been that might have actually been Jalen Burnett. Now, hold on a second. I thought it said number 93, but getting a second look at it, that might have been number 91, and it was number 91. So, Jalen, I am sorry for the disrespect on your name.
Put some respect on my name.
I just assumed that was Javon Hargrave because I saw number 93 back there, but let me come correct. That was our former #1 overall or first round draft pick, Jalen Burnett. All right, so 3rd and 16. What a way to start this game. That means I can guess pass and shade over top because it's an obvious passing situation. That better not be roughing, or somebody is literally going to get fired on this team. I will cut them right now, and it is going to be roughing. Who is going to get cut? Who's going to get cut from this team? Jalen Burnett, you're not going to get cut, but you are going to be in timeout. I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. I hate to go back to the replay, but how bad was that truly? Okay, so there's the pass. Okay, let's go back and look and see what well, it looks like he did kind of throw Daniel Jones to the turf here. Let's get a better look. Pass is complete. It's already done. Yeah, Jalen, just a boneheaded play, man. We could have got them off of the field, but now we're not going to be able to. So fresh set of downs for the Colts. Going to be a give to Jonathan Taylor, and Jalen Burnett's right there, so I guess I can't really be too mad at him, although I am. I'm extremely mad at Jalen Burnett. Jalen, bad man. But he does get Jonathan Taylor down for no gain, so I guess I can live with that. 2nd and 10 now. Jones coming out, trip shotgun. He's looking, got tons of weapons to look for. He is going to hit Taylor, but only for a gain of 2. Let's try this again, shall we? Jalen Burnett, don't do anything dumb. 3rd and 8, chance to get him off of the field. We'll see where Daniel Jones decides to go with this. He's throwing up a prayer to Michael Pittman, and Michael Pittman has been the recipient of many a prayer in these games that we've played, and he's made us look pretty bad. But that time, it was good defense. So Rigoberto Sanchez going to come in and punt this ball away. Michael Blount Jr., by the way, now returning kicks. I got the request in the comments for Michael Blount Jr. to have his player return kicks, and I changed his number to 88, so pretty interesting there. Damon Sanders now 19 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, so almost back at that 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio. 10 interceptions, inexcusable, not a good stat line at all, but there are a lot of quarterbacks in this league. I was checking the stats before I started this who have 12 interceptions, so he's not first place. That's always a good thing. But we're going to start out giving this thing to Don Fitzpatrick, who had an amazing game last 2 episodes, going over 100 yards. But that time going to be stopped by Shaq Leonard for a loss of 1. All right, we're putting T. Higgins on a streak. This is going to be a play fake, so might have him in some single coverage, or maybe, yep, we're going to him. We're going to him. T. Higgins has been doing this last few episodes, and that time it was an early breakup by Stephon Gilmore. But you guys can't be too mad at that, because if you've been watching these last few weeks, that's what T. Higgins has been doing. And this actually could be a streak to Michael Blount Jr. I worked Michael Blount Jr. into a few more formations. Depending on what Bobby Okereke does there, we might have him. I don't like it, and that one's on me. I held the ball way too long there, and we are going to be sacked by Troy Burke. I thought for a moment that we were going to have Michael Blount Jr., but the linebackers dropped back in coverage. I kept my eye on him too long, and unfortunately, it results in a sack. Secret Agent 00 Max Beretta going to come into this game, so hopefully we can get a good punt off. Both teams have been forced to punt on their opening drives, so at least we know that the score is still tied 0-0. And now the Colts are going to have much better starting field position, however, as they're going to get the ball with 6 minutes to go here from their own 42. Yeah, that last drive was on me, not going to lie. Not really the best play calling and not the best decision making. And there's Jonathan Taylor. Got to watch out for this man, Greedy Williams, trying to catch him. He finally does. We know what Jonathan Taylor can do. He behind Derrick Henry, which Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor both in our division, by the way. So we got to see both of those guys twice per season. But he's the second leading rusher in this Madden universe behind Derrick Henry. So we know that he is always going to be a problem. I think the last game we played, we did kind of limit his production, but doesn't matter. Always got to keep eyes on JT. And can we maybe get an interception? No, we can't. It's an early breakup, but Daniel Jones throws this one out of bounds. 2nd and 10. Now Jones got a little bunch to his left, coming out of the shotgun, got JT to his right. So got to be mindful of him coming out of the backfield, which he will. And that is going to be a catch by Alec Pierce, but feet were not in bounds, says the ref. Can we hold the Colts to a field goal here? That would be astronomical. Of course, we are going to guess pass because obvious passing situation. And if we can hold them to a field goal, that would be a good W. Daniel Jones going to get sacked again by Jalen Burnett. So Jalen Burnett been extremely quiet this season. Hasn't really done too much. We've been talking about Marcus Davenport and Javon Hargrave most of the time. He's already got 2 sacks and a forced fumble here in this first quarter. Our defense is looking good, which a lot of times when we're playing the Colts, our defense does not look good. They're looking pretty good in this game. Now it's just up to our offense. Our offense needs to step up. Michael Blount Jr. going to get us to the 22-yard line. And now we're going to see Damon Sanders here for drive number 2. All right, no more piddle dicking around here. We have a total of -1 yards, and I am just not cool with that. So Bruce Joyner is going to get that one in the middle of the field. Our superstar tight end there, picking up 19. 3rd and 5 here, and we're coming out empty. So got to watch the pressure. I'm sure it's going to be coming in hot and heavy. Got to make sure we make a good decision. There's Michael Blount Jr., newly changed to number 88 per my man's request in the comments. I told you guys, man, if you guys want to see yourself on this team, just share this video on your social media, Facebook, Instagram. Add me on those platforms so I can see that you shared it. And I will add you to this Austin Armadillo squad. That's all it takes. We got 2 people, 2 subscribers on this team now, Michael Blount Jr. and Brandon Wilson. Who would like to be next? That is the question. I'll tell you who's going to be next right now. It's going to be Dom Fitzpatrick coming out of single back. And man, Dom is having a tough time as Troy Burke wraps us up there. 3 rushes for -1 yards. He has had a couple good games as of late, but this one starting out pretty tough for the old Fitz train. 2nd and 9 now. We'll come out single back. Got a bunch to our left, and there is Michael Blount Jr., but it was an early breakup. I didn't really put him in a good winning situation, if you will. Threw him, basically led him right into the defender. All right, big 3rd down now. It's not 4-down territory. Not going to go for it on 3rd and 9, so we really got to find a way to pick this up, and there is John Mechie. Good, old, reliable. Don't always call his name, but man, oh man, there have been games where he has literally saved us. This man has transformed into a memory card because he has saved our game time and time again. Couple games with 10+ catches, and John just always seems to find a way to get open. 3rd and 11, another 3rd down that we find ourselves in. What is going to be the move here? I think we're going to put Bruce Joyner on a drag. Depending on what the free safety does there, maybe we get T. Higgins in single coverage. We're going to try. We're going to throw one up to him.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
And it's an early breakup by Mike Hughes. So maybe getting a little bit greedy with these. I feel like T. Higgins has been the F it, T's down there somewhere type of receiver. Maybe have gotten a little bit too greedy with that because so far in this game it ain't working. But we are going to bring out Tyler Bass for a 48-yard field goal, so I need to shut my mouth right now. Should be a good kick, perfectly timed, and that is how you kick kicks. I got to make sure I don't talk. You guys know I'm cut off from that. So, all right. Whatever. We tie this thing up 3-3. Ain't mad at it. Offense has been a little bit tough. It's been a little bit tough. We've had some flashes of greatness in this game, but overall, I feel like the Colts have played us well. They've played T. Higgins well. They played Dom Fitzpatrick well, and we're going to have to turn up the Jets here in the 2nd quarter. Jones coming out single back here from the 25 after the touchback, and it's going to be a gift to Jonathan Taylor. Oh my God, Akeem Davis-Gaither just got owned and just got planted into the field here at Lucas Oil Stadium. He might be able to find some oil because that stiff arm just shoved him to the ground with force.
Oh, hell no!
And Jonathan Taylor, that's what he does. I mean, he's elusive, he's powerful. You know, he's been doing this for a long time, going all the way back to his time at Wisconsin. He's nothing to be trifled with. Alan Schmidt played damage control there and stopped him for a gain of only 2, but it was enough for the 1st down. We have been dialing up the pressure against Daniel Jones, I will say that, and gotten him semi-rattled, I feel like, and that probably will be the key to victory again today. Somebody please, oh my God, I don't know how Jonathan Taylor was able to escape that scrum down there. Yes, I did say scrum. That is a word. Now 3rd and 4. We're guessing pass, but we're going to shade inside this time. I feel like we could have some slants working in the middle of the field, which we kind of do. Jones going to take off, and that's got to be a pick, Troy Pride. Why do you just swat that thing down? I mean, I'm not mad at it because we're going to force the Colts to punt, but that was an easy interception, and he just casually, nonchalantly just kind of batted that thing down. But nonetheless, here comes Rigoberto Sanchez giving our offense every opportunity in the world. So we just have to capitalize, and Michael Blount Jr. only going to get a couple on the punt return. Got to get Dom Fitzpatrick going here. I feel like if we don't get Dom going, we do not win. Can someone please block Darius Leonard? There we go. That's a little bit more like it. Kenny Moore does bring us down, but it was after a gain of 9. And Darius Leonard, you got to always make sure that you're holding your block against that guy. They don't call him the maniac for no reason. He is all over the field at all times. We're going to go back to Dom here, confident we can pick this up, which we do by the skin of our gonads, but gonads aside, we still pick up the first down, and that's all I care about. Calling on my PAX burst here a little early, but I just feel like we need something to get this offense sparked, and that is going to be a catch and a completion to Bruce Joyner. Damon Sanders starting out 6 for 9 for 70 yards. I feel like we really needed that jolt, that smack in the ass to just really get our offense going. And Damon Sanders, I guess he smacked Bruce Joyner in the ass.
I'm out, man.
So we're actually going to flip this play to the left side. I do not want to run towards all those little star icon guys there. So we're going to try to kick this thing to the outside with Dom Fitzpatrick on the left side, and got a good block. Good block there. That's what I'm talking about. If you run away from DeForest Buckner and Shaq Leonard, good things are bound to happen. Sanders coming out shotgun with this time Khalid Kramer to his right. It's going to be an inside zone to Khalid. So let's go ahead and bring Bruce Joyner over. Got to ID up Darius Leonard, Shaq Leonard, that is, as the mic. We'll see what Khalid can get done. Through a pretty good block on him there by Kenyon Green, and Khalid fumbled. No! Khalid! Why? Don't even think that there was a chance he was down either. I think that ball, well, maybe. It's hard to tell in that scrum. Yeah, I'm pulling that word out again. Khalid, from what I can see, I think that he was down. We'll take a look at it on replay. Of course, we can't challenge it anyways. But Khalid, my man, you can't be doing that. I mean, there's just Colts everywhere. So it's really hard to see if the ball is down or not. Yeah, it's out right there. Okay. It's out right there, and Khalid Kramer's just getting gangbanged by a bunch of Colts. That, I don't even know. That's a sight right there. Every time we play the Colts, man, it just seems like something happens. Something like that happens to get us flustered. Jonathan Taylor breaking tackles, breaking all kinds of tackles. Javon Hargrave finally brings him down. But, yeah, I mean, every time we play the Colts, man, it's just something. Maybe it's just a mental thing at this point. I don't know. But that drive was going great. And then Khalid Kramer just coughed it up. Got to give him some Robitussin on the sidelines. And 3rd and inches, odds are not in our favor that we're going to stop these Colts. But we're going to come out 46 defense. So pretty much selling out to stop the run. But you just got to figure it's probably going to be a run. I mean, why wouldn't it be? Which it is. And we actually do get him. Grant Delpit. Okay. Grant Delpit had a forced fumble last week, of course. And he just wrapped up Jonathan Taylor on a sure-handed tackle there. And we do, in fact, get gifted with another chance. So how many opportunities are these Armadillos defenders going to give us? We got to pay it off with some points here. Defense is playing their hearts out. It's not going to matter if our offense can't find the freaking end zone. This has got to be the one here. This has got to be the drive. I just feel it. McCole Hardman kind of got stopped up on his route there, but luckily he was still able to catch it. We kind of lofted that thing up there because it could have been, I mean, in the real NFL, what that would have been was illegal contact, because you see Bobby Okereke there just bumped him on his route, and that was way past the 5-yard threshold that they give him. But whatever, we still complete it, so that's good. And now on first and 10 here, we are going to come out in the single back and hopefully continue to feed Dom Fitzpatrick the ball here. We are running at Shaq Leonard, so hopefully somebody can block him, which they don't really, but Dom Fitzpatrick does split the A gap there and still picks up a gain of 3. So I will live with that. 2nd and 7 here, about 2.5 minutes to go until halftime. Remember, we do get the ball back after halftime as well. So it's important to note that there's McCole again. McCole Hardman, I mentioned pregame, has been a very reliable number 2 option, and at times has even been our number 1 option. So of course, he is no stranger to being thrust into action like that. 1st and 10 here. We're going to come out shotgun, see if we can get something going on the little slant game. I was gonna dump it off to Dom Fitzpatrick coming out in the flat there, but Troy Burke sacked us. So 2nd sack now by Indy. I felt really good about that play call, but end result, no bueno. I really don't want to kick another Tyler Bass field goal, so let's please find a way to pick this up here. I think it might be T. Higgins, which it will be, and he does catch it, but he stopped short, and Indy is going to use a timeout. So can we pick up 2 yards on this? Can we pick up 2 yards, or do we just take the points? I'm going to take the points only because we do get the ball back after halftime, and the Colts defensive line seems to always give me trouble. All right, we are going to shade inside again, although I'm not convinced this won't be a give to Jonathan Taylor. It won't be, so okay. So Daniel Jones going to find Mo Alley Cox out of the flat, only for a gain of 3. So I can live with that. That does stop the clock, though, and now Daniel Jones still going to stay in single back, so I'm always mindful of JT. It's not going to be a give to JT. It's going to be Mo Alley Cox again out of the flat again, so maybe I should be focusing my efforts more on Mo Alley Cox. Now Colts going hurry up, so got to be careful here. Might have to call one of my timeouts or do we just get a pick with Grant Delpit? No, but he does swat the ball away, and now, I think that was Jonathan Taylor. That just went down to the ground here in Lucas Oil, and it was, wow. Johnny Duckworth, who many of you have probably never heard of him. Why? Because he's not real. He's an auto-generated guy. He's their backup, and that is not good for the Colts. If you're a Colts fan, hopefully JT can come back. If not, you're rocking with Johnny freaking Duckworth, and wow, I thought that was almost a pick by Greedy Williams. It was not. Maybe this is why we are the number 1 team in the league in terms of defense. I mean, we came to play today. We strapped up our bootstraps and we came to play. And I thought Alley Cox was going to go out of bounds, but he stayed in, and what a conversion.
Maybe this is why we are the number 1 team in the league in terms of defense.
So now 3rd and 10. What is Daniel Jones going to do? I thought he might give it to old Duckworth there for a second. He did not, and going to overshoot his target, Jalen Reagor. We forced the Colts to a field goal again, and we still got 48 seconds and 2 timeouts. So chance to make a splash. No touchdowns allowed by either side in this game. Very interesting. Been a game of field goals, but we got a 0 ball game. It's tied 6-6. We get the ball back after halftime. There's 48 seconds to go. Let's go out and make a play. Well, I was going to come out screen, but perhaps this is an audible situation to Forverts because T. Higgins is getting pressed tight. And if I've ever seen a Moss situation, this is it right here. It's got to be. Come on, T. I've been targeting you all game. And I will tell you what, Mike Hughes, the 6-year man out of UCF, he's been playing T. Higgins pretty good. I mean, we've seen what T can do in these situations, and he's been limited so far in this game. Let's put Dom on a wheel. That's what I think is a good call. Going to be looking for probably McCole Hardman on this little stop and go route, but it's not there, but Dom is there. Dom is there on the wheel. We'll go ahead and call a timeout. If we could pick up something big here, I'm probably not going to target. You know what? Let's put T. Higgins on a drag. That way I'm just not tempted. The devil's not on my shoulder telling me to high point it to T, because so far it hasn't been working. And there you go. See, it's John Mechie. We're going to spike the ball. Got to save 1 timeout here because we might need it. This way we can at least still target the middle of the field. Could be John Mechie, could be T. I'll tell you what, Khalid Kramer needs to be an extra blocker for us, and we need to double team DeForest Buckner. But I'm looking at T probably or John Mechie. Show me T or John Mechie. Show me a freaking 3rd sack by Troy Burke. Who is this man? All right, well, nothing else to do here, but maybe see some last-minute fireworks if we can get somebody in the end zone on this Hail Mary. I'll tell you who I'm looking at. I can't get, who is Troy Burke? Who is Troy Burke, man? I guess forget DeForest Buckner, forget Darius Leonard. Troy freaking Burke, this auto-generated guy, he's just wreaking havoc back there, man. I couldn't even get the Hail Mary pass off because he was right there, but I digress. We're going into the locker room at 6-6. It's a brand new ball game pretty much. And, you know, we get the ball back first. So who's going to be the first team to find the end zone? That's the real question here. And we also see that the Titans lost. I think I'm going to change it to throw it deep. I should keep it probably at blitz counter. Defensively, I'm not changing anything. We're going to defend the short pass. But I want these receivers to maybe run some better routes. But we're not going to be able to run. I'm double teaming Troy Burke. That's what's happening. Michael Blount Jr. on the kick return. Going to be stopped. Please just don't fumble as he's getting gang tackled. And now we get the first opening drive of the second half. How about Dom out of the draw? That sounds like a good idea. If that's Troy Burke, okay, that's Tyler Patterson, another rookie. I was about to freaking say, man, if that is Troy Burke too, I'm literally, that's number 91. He's right there. Look, I'm going to double team him to show you guys. This guy right here with the D2 above his head, he's like the best thing since freaking sliced bread. He's like the second coming of Lawrence Taylor out here. I don't know, but I know McCole Hardman's open, and we do get the pass off, but we're going to be faced with a third and manageable. Damon Sanders not lighting up the good old yardage department like he normally does. Only at 176, which isn't bad, but we just know we've seen Damon Sanders so often go over 300. Not doing it really in this game. 3rd and 6 here, coming out empty. 5 wide receivers set. Oh, it's Bruce. It's Bruce. It's Bruce. I saw that. As soon as I saw Shaq Leonard move over to the right, I knew it was time for big-time Bruce. 3 receptions now for 53 yards. Let's put Bruce Joyner on a block and release. That's what sounds good to me. Maybe looking for Higgins or Mechie on some curls. It's Higgins. It's got to be Higgins. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? No, it's Kenny Moore. This dude must have 99 jumping. I didn't even think that he would be a factor in that play. Let's take a look at it again. Yeah, I mean, I can't. That's just a great play. I mean, uber athletic. T had Stephon Gilmore beat on the curl route. I'll show you guys what I was seeing here. It was green pastures and blue skies all the way. Here's T. Okay, it's actually not Stephon Gilmore. It's Mike Hughes, but whatever. He had him beat right there. Boom. He's beat on the curl route. Kenny Moore, I think, is going, step for step with John Mechie. As soon as I release that ball, he's like, oh, screw John Mechie. I know where this ball's going. And I mean, come on, man. Just come on. Look, look at that. Is that even real? Is that real life? I mean, I don't think that freaking Victor Wembanyama could jump that high. Apparently Kenny Moore can. I know this song and dance all too well. I don't like singing to it, and I don't like dancing to it because it's just the Colts. And now Jonathan Taylor back as well. Mo Alley Cox going to get it wrestled down there by Jason Verrett. But I don't know. I'm not going to let it bring me down. I got sunshine in my pocket. I'm feeling glad. It's a screen. It's a screen to Jonathan Taylor. Snuffed that thing out beautifully. If we hold them to a field goal again, I'm going to give every player on this Austin Armadillos team a raise. I will call Cupcake McGee myself, and I will give every single player on this Dillos defense a raise. But what's our offense? How's our offense going to reward them? That's the real question. How is our offense going to reward them? I don't know, but I should have stayed with JT. I was using Robert Quinn on him. I got scared of the middle of the field, so I left him. And, of course, Danny Dimes checks down to Jonathan Taylor. Daniel Jones only at 85 yards, but probably about to get his team into the end zone here. You just get that feeling. Now, I came out blitz, but I'm not convinced this won't be a run to Taylor, which it will be. Yes. And we do stop him. Luckily, that was Akeem Davis-Gaither. Gain of 2. I think that I am going to sell out to stop the run just because it probably will be. It will be. And this time, Taylor, Javon Hargrave, no match for his stiff arm. And the Colts do put up the first touchdown of the game. We need some of that good old Dom Fitzpatrick magic, man. Can he get it going on the draw? That is the question. Got some space, and I'm telling you, man, the block shedding is just ridiculous. That was a rookie, Tyler Patterson, out of Virginia. How many people know that, guys? I'll tell you, 0, because he's not real. I only know that because I got his freaking name written down in front of me here. And just going to check it down to Bruce. Bruce slips a tackle, gets very close to the sticks, and now it is 3rd down. All right, Dom, pick this up for us, brother. I know that you can do it. Who's guarding Bobby Okereke? You have got to be freaking kidding me, man. There's no way. There's just no way. There's no way. It's the Colts block shedding. It's the Colts. The Colts just shed their blocks every time I play them. Max Beretta coming in looking like it's going to be a pretty good punt. But I'm convinced that is the reason why we lose to the Colts, because I never have any time. I can never run the ball against them, ever. That never happens. And that makes it so hard for me to establish anything on offense. We got to dial up dime blitz on Danny Dimes, although this could be a run. He is coming out of single back, which it will actually be a toss, and nice juke there by Taylor, but there's just too many Dillos. Akeem Davis-Gaither, Troy Pride also there, showing you his muscles or lack thereof. But nonetheless, Taylor tried his best to juke, to bob, to weave. Now let's go nickel blitz. I got to keep this pressure. Pressure, I feel like, is what is going to force Daniel Jones into a turnover, although going to be a run to Taylor there, but good tackle by Jason Verrett. And now I think we guess pass. I think that we shade inside, and I think that our defense just gets these Colts off of the field, please. That is all I'm asking you. Get these Colts off the field. Check down to Taylor, and that's Michael Pittman. We didn't get them off of the field at all, actually. We did the opposite of that. We got scored on. Pittman did that was Greedy Williams too. What? I pressed the freaking jump button, man. I pressed triangle, which is the jump button, and I can tell you Greedy Williams, I don't know what he did on that route. My man didn't jump. Still yet to score a touchdown. Colts have scored 2 now, and we are outpassing them. They're out rushing us, but this is a strange game. I mean, we have that interception, yes, and that fumble, lest I not forget, by good old Khalid Kramer. Let's put Michael Blount Jr. on a streak. Maybe he can lead that safety away, and we can get Bruce Joyner on this little stick route. No, but there is Blount Jr. Nice catch. We led him away. It says poor accuracy, but I'm telling you, it was good accuracy. And now Jedrick Wills hurt, so we really can't afford to lose any more linemen, especially since we have Ronnie Stanley already out. Now 1st and 10 here. Not going to abandon the run game quite yet because there's still some time, but it's telling you, man, it's just so... I've played these Colts now, 6 times? I want to say. So hard to run against them. I don't know what it is. It's just very hard to run against them. 2nd and 9 now. We're coming out shotgun. And, I did not mean to press that button. Luckily, it wasn't intercepted by Darius Leonard. And Jedrick Wills will come back, so that's good. This is probably 4 down territory. I got to be honest. Bruce Joyner, I need you to block for me. Now we got Darius Leonard in the zone, so that sucks. I'm looking at probably T. Higgins or Michael Blount Jr. It's not going to be any of them, though. It's going to be an interception by Stephon Gilmore. Because why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be an interception by Stephon Gilmore? That just seems so fitting. That is so fitting. And I hate the Colts. I will now be rooting against the Colts in real life as well, but that's going to be Jalen Burnett's 3rd sack. Okay, well, at least one bright spot is Jalen Burnett has 3 sacks. So that is good to see. Maybe he'll get some type of breakout scenario, which would be awesome. But I am rooting now against the Colts in real life, just so everyone knows. I hope that they lose every single game. I don't have anything against the Colts, but you mess with my armadillos, man, there's got to be some repercussions for that. But I can get a little bit more excited here if we can get them off of the field now and limit them to a long field goal from Joey Sly. But can we do it? That is the question. Okay, not going to be a long field goal probably, but 23-6 will be the score. Odds still stacked against us, but at least we did play damage control and only limited them to 3. But we just got to find the end zone, man. Please, that's all I'm asking. I don't think there's ever been a game, at least not since we've been the Armadillos. That much is for sure, that we haven't found the end zone. Now we got 2 players in the zone, might I add, and I probably don't want to throw it to Jamal Agnew, but I don't know if it's just mental or what the deal is. I know what are you doing, Damon? What are you actually doing? What? That pass was so inaccurate. That pass was so inaccurate, man. I mean, look, what is going on with Damon? How do you not hit McCole Harbor? He's on an island. He's in the Bahamas. He just got off of a freaking cruise ship. Tell me how Stephon Gilmore, he's guarding Jamal Agnew on a streak. You tell me how Stephon Gilmore gets, I mean, I could tell you how, because Damon Sanders threw it right to him. And this game is just over now. I mean, that just sealed any potential chance that we had to come back in this game. And I guess it's a mental thing. I mean, if you guys watch this series, we've been putting up points against teams. I'm talking 30, 40 in some games. Our defense has only been allowing 14, 20 something points. I mean, at least I guess the only silver lining is that we are in Jonathan Taylor run mode, I guess, but I just don't understand how we only have 6 points in this game. It baffles me. It is straight up buffoonery. So I guess we'll allow another field goal. So I guess we're still slightly in this thing, maybe, but probably not. And they're actually going to go for it, really. They're actually going to go for it. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't feel good about it. I'm kind of actually upset about it, and especially if you got Alex Pierce making. Why would you go for that? If you're Frank Reich, why would no NFL team in real life would go for that? And Jonathan Taylor, of course, gonna catch a touchdown pass right in the middle of the end zone, gonna put the Colts up 30-6. This is, without a shadow of a doubt, the absolute worst that we've looked all season. Worst game that we've played. Damon Sanders, 3 interceptions, and you know what? I am making the call right now. Brandon Wilson, I hope that you are watching, brother, because you are getting thrust into action. Can you lead the comeback of the century? I don't know. I'm going to probably go out on a limb and say no, but I am going to get you some reps, my friend, and we'll see what we can make happen here. If anything, I would at least like to get you some good stats and some good numbers. So we're going to try our best to do that. So we'll check it down to, how about Brandon Wilson to Michael Blount? Subscriber to subscriber connection. That is what I like to see. A subscriber on this channel completing a pass to another subscriber. And now 2nd and 10 here. We are trying. We're fighting. We're going to keep trying. And if Troy Burke, I can say this because you are made up and you're not real. I'm absolutely convinced that it is just a mental thing with the Colts. But there's T. Higgins. Okay, Brandon Wilson, I see you. I see you, brother. 2 out of 2 for 22 yards. I love it. I love to see it. But I'm just convinced. And you know what? We might actually just try to hit T. Higgins over here. And I think we may actually get him. No, that was a poor accuracy. Bullet pass, so that was a bust. Maybe we get Khalid Kramer on this little Texas route, but got to watch the pressure because I'm guessing it's going to be coming in hot and heavy. But look at Khalid. Okay, so Brandon Wilson slinging the ball around formidably, I would say. This dude, Troy Burke, has got to go, man. He has got to go. T's going on a streak. We're going to go all out here with Brandon Wilson. Can you throw up a pass to T. Higgins? Mike Hughes. These mosses that we've been accustomed to seeing in these episodes as of late, they're just not hitting today. Maybe that's part of the reason why we're losing. I think the real reason is just that we haven't been able to do anything with Don Fitzpatrick. There's John Mechie, got a little bit of space to run there too. So picking up 8, 3rd and 2. Let's wheel route Khalid. Could have Bruce Joyner on this drag as well, depending, and I think it actually is Bruce, and we high pointed it, and we probably shouldn't have high pointed it, but that's okay. We are absolutely positively, without a shadow of a doubt, going for this. Brandon, can you pick this up? Can you pick up a 4th and 2? That is the only thing that I am asking right now, and you have Ronnie Ellerby, and you do pick it up. And Ronnie Ellerby, room to run. We might actually score a touchdown here, guys. We might actually score a touchdown. That would just be amazing, incredible. I really want to do it. Could have Bruce Joyner, maybe also McCole Hardman, and we are just going to actually throw this thing away. 3rd and 10 here. This is what it's all about. Let's go ahead and pick this up, shall we? There's Michael Blount, and just the coverage, man. The freaking coverage is so good, but we have a chance here to get Bruce Joyner or John Mechie in single coverage. Let's do it, shall we? It's Mechie. It's Mechie, and we overshot him. I hate my life. I hate my life. I hate the Colts. I hate this game. That's game. Wow, wow, wow. I feel like I have just been ran through by a train in this one. 6 points. Yeah. We scored 6 points. We scored, you see it on the screen. We did not score a touchdown. Damon Sanders threw 3 interceptions. Don't need to see this BS post-game celebration. Don't even want to look at the stats. Damon Sanders, a 48.9% quarterback rating, 220 yards, passing through the air, 3 interceptions. Daniel Jones didn't even really play that great. Didn't even break 200. Brandon Wilson got some nice reps, and he almost led us to a touchdown drive. But this right here, this has got to be the reason. Could not get Don Fitzpatrick involved. Had to go away from him due to the score. Nobody, we tried and tried and tried to target T. Higgins on those Moss opportunities that we know he has just done so often, but Mike Hughes was locked up on him, and, you know, he played great. Interception, Stephon Gilmore with 2, Kenny Moore with 2. We did Troy Burke, this guy. What in the heck? Who are you? I don't know. Jalen Burnett had 3. So silver lining, the one good takeaway from this game is Jalen Burnett did have 3 sacks. So, oh, man, yeah, guys, that was tough. That was tough. I forgot to take Tylenol before this game, and I'm really feeling it. Get a couple upgrades here. So T. Higgins, deep threat, baby. Got to go deep threat. That is your role on this team, and you were not able to get it done today. So we get +2 to deep route running, +1 to release. That's pretty good. Troy Pride Jr., I guess we will just go man-to-man, because why not? You don't really get too many snaps as it is. 3rd string corner. I mean, he's our slot corner, really, so I should have probably upgraded slot, but I didn't. He does get +1 to his overall. So yeah, that is how this one is gonna end. 30-6. But as I mentioned, I hope you're still with me, because we are going to now simulate week 12 against the Chargers. If we can beat the Chargers in simulation, that will make this all worth it. So I'm going to do the weekly strategy and all that stuff and cut it out and get right to the game. So I'll see you guys back here in a second. All right, so here's the lay of the land. We still have the first place position in the AFC South at 6-4. Jaguars now creeping up, who we actually play next week. So depending on what happens in this week, that could be a very important game. We're 6-4. Jags are 5-5. Titans are 5-5. Colts are 5-6. So with the click of a button, this episode could be a lot more meaningful if we can do this. We played the Chargers once way back in like episode 5 and got our cheeks clapped with no Vaseline, but show me an Austin Armadillo's victory, please. I beg of you. That will make this episode all worth it, and we do get the victory. 39-36. Wow. Oh, I gotta check the stat. I gotta check the box score on this one. Let me see what the heck happened. We did pull out the victory against the Chargers. Let me see who did what, where, who, when, and how. So player stats, Allen Everett. Okay. Don't know you, but you threw 344 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Damon Sanders continues to rack up the picks, but this time he threw 4 touchdowns, 341 yards in his own right. Rushing, Dom Fitzpatrick didn't do anything, only averaged 3.6 yards per carry. Austin Eckler almost had 100 yards, so much better game than Dom. Receiving, Keenan Allen, 167 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's a game. Probably going to win him AFC Offensive Player of the Year. McCole Hardman played good, 6 for 87. John Mechie, 6 for 80. Mike Williams played good. How about Bruce Joyner, 3 touchdowns, not a lot of yardage, but 3 touchdowns, and Michael Blount Jr., 1 big catch for 44 yards and a TD. So looks like Damon Sanders kind of spread the ball around, dispersed it pretty evenly. Looking at sacks, Javon Hargrave had 1. Robert Quinn had 1. Interceptions, Akeem Davis-Gaither had 2. Wow. Okay. All right. So maybe that's the strategy. Don't let me play games and let the CPU sim. Now, next episode, I was going to sim the Jaguars game and play the Vikings because we haven't played the Vikings yet. But I got to play this game against the Jags because they are right on our heels. And we got to keep pace in this really competitive now AFC South. So thank you, Madden gods, for getting us the victory in simulation. I still hate the Colts. Colts suck. I don't even want to talk about that game. But I had fun tonight, guys. As always, I appreciate you stopping by. I will catch you on the next one. Until then, peace.